So, as a person with over 5 years of warehouse experience, I think I know enough to understand what I could tell you what to expect in a warehouse job. So, we're really just going to dive right in and things to expect when you actually get into a warehouse job, regardless if it's entry level or even this supervisor. Honestly, I'm not a supervisor and I have not been one, but I know what they do with as well. So, this is just general for anyone. Look, bro, first thing First thing is first, bro. If you are a good worker, prepare to be a slave. Okay? And when I say that, and what I mean by that is that if you are a good worker, you follow all the rules. First things first, bro. A lot of people don't follow the rules, okay? It doesn't matter if the rule means you need to hit so many cases an hour, like you need to build a pallet so fast in 1 hour. A lot of people is below that. Now, I will say in my job just recently, and I mean as recently as the last month, people have been held to that standard. But in my 5 years of experience, bro, literally so many people get away with doing the bare minimum and even lower than that. Literally doing like half the work. So, if you're a kind of worker who does actually what the job asks you to do the first time, be prepared to be held to that standard. You will actually be singled out if you do not do that, because the supervisors, the managers, and everyone knows that others are the average Joe is just going to do half the work that is asked of them, but that's still going to make the company profitable, so they won't push the envelope unless they're higher up, like a general manager, gets in their face and says, "What the fuck? What's going on with our productivity?" So what I mean by that is if you do what is asked of you and everyone knows no one else does that standard, then you will be singled out to do that standard, because the managers have no expectation of an average worker to do what is standard. But since you are doing it without question, if you ever go below it even one day, even if you're sick and you're just barely at work, you will be held up to that standard. So just be prepared to be a slave in that sense, bro. Now, I will also say, oh, this is me kind of being a little pessimistic, but honestly, being a hard worker is a good thing, because now it is like one out of every 10 people, but you might just get that one chance to get the next roll up because of your work ethic. So never give up on your work ethic just because someone else is saying something in a YouTube video like myself. But in my experience, I've seen people who don't deserve get the job. As like an actual higher up, a lead, or even like a certifier, which is a higher up than a lead. But and unfortunately, these are females who didn't earn their spot, and it kind of makes me believe that, hey man, they might have did a little sucky sucky. Now, did they do it? I have no idea. I really don't. But did they deserve the spot that they had? No, no. And that's going to lead me into my next thing, actually. Get used to, number two, bro, is get used to females. Okay, look, just get used to females not working if they have a fat ass, all right? And I just mean that. Like, a fat ass and a pretty face will go a long way for a female in a warehouse position, bro. And the reason I say that is because I've seen it. There was this one girl. She was, really, really fine girl. She had a really nasty attitude, though. A really nasty attitude. Like, it's kind of like that whole trope. If you're ugly, then be prepared for, like, not even if you're ugly. It's just if she doesn't like you, if she doesn't like how you look, if you're not her model man, then be used to being called a creep if you even look in her direction. But and she was that kind of female. That's what I'm trying to say. She would treat others with disrespect just because of that. She treated me with disrespect. She tried to, but I shut it down because I just don't really roll like that. I don't like people trying to talk to me crazy, especially if you don't even do your work and we're at work. I have no reason to like you if we're working. I'm here to get paid. But what I'm trying to say, this female was really nice looking. And when I say, oh my gosh, she had a fat ass, bro, I'm saying, oh my gosh. Like Texas. Texas. My friends understand what I say when I say this. Texas. Texas. Anyways, nice build, okay? Really nice build. And even a nice face as well. Tell me why she had the same job as me, and my job was building pallets in the summer heat, sweating my ass off. And she's over there standing right in front of the supervisor, talking to them the entire day. And I don't mean 2 hours, I don't mean 4 hours. No, I mean like that whole 8 hour shift. Just talking, chatting, eating lunch with them, sitting in a chair with them. And she has the same job as me. But guess what? She was a fine female. She had a fat ass and a nice face and a nice pair of you know what's, bro. She really had that shit though. Like she really did. She took full advantage of that. And she genuinely did not work. And the funny thing is, she had it made, but she fucked it up for herself. You wanna know how she did that? By hitting someone. You like no matter who you are, you will not get away with hitting someone. She slapped some dude across the head who didn't even deserve it. She was actually mad at another female because she was trying to get with this guy, and the guy liked her because the other girl was she was fine too, and and that's just how it was. And the dude showed some interest, and she got mad and jealous, and she started talking trash and tried to confront the other girl, and then a guy got in the way saying, "No, you really shouldn't do this. This is a bad idea. Don't confront this girl. You can't get away with this." And she hit the dude because she felt like she could get away with it. I mean, long story short, she got very comfortable in her position, and she thought she was at home in her neighborhood or something where she could do whatever she wanted to do, and she found out the hard way and got fired. So yeah, she literally had it made, and she was talking, yapping, and getting paid literally big money just to yap, and she ruined it because she hit someone. Just can't get away with things like that. But anyways, so yeah, that's number two, dude. And that actually, talking about this female segues into my number three, guys. Everyone's fucking, bro. Like everyone's fucking in the warehouse, bro. It doesn't matter. Everyone, dude. And I said in one of my recent videos about how one of my managers was a female who quite literally fucked every guy. Like, nah, not literally every guy, but she literally went out of her way to get every guy's number on her shift. I was on second shift and she was on first, so she didn't get my number. But she literally got every guy's number, talking about I needed to stay in contact and to tell you if we have work or not that day. Dude, we worked every fucking day. What are you talking about? You know what I mean? She really wanted their number to have sex. And the thing is, I don't just know this because, oh, I'm just the guy who heard rumors. No, like, dude, the whole warehouse knew. She was like, her nudes got passed around. You know what I mean? She was literally caught giving head in a parking lot. You know what I mean? She was caught. Oh my gosh. And she was fucking like the second highest manager in the warehouse, which was crazy. And the thing is, that's a literal conflict of interest. So, and she was just so loose with it, like just so loose, so flirty in general. And the thing is, she had a really nice body too. She had a fat ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what I mean. Like, if a female has a fat ass, just be prepared to understand that they're not going to have to work so hard. And that's exactly what happened. But the thing is, she got fired because she was so loose with it. And what I mean by loose is she was just not trying to hide anything that she did. She was just that manager who was known. And the crazy thing is, she had a husband, and her husband worked in the same warehouse. In the same warehouse. The thing is, he was on the other side with like the office side, and she was on the warehouse side where everyone's sweaty and working the physical labor. He was up in sales with the computer and talking to customers and stuff. So he wasn't actually in the warehouse. He was in the building, but not in the warehouse, if you know what I mean. So he wasn't really in the same world. So he didn't keep tabs on her like that. I'm honestly surprised he didn't figure it out, but until it was too late. But whatever, she got fired. And the thing is, these females, they don't have to work so hard, but eventually they just get comfortable in their wrongdoings and end up getting fired regardless. Because, like, look, if I'm me as a guy, if I had it to where like I had like my favorite female, and I was doing the deed, and then I also, like, say if the female was my manager and I didn't have to work because she liked me, and then I could just like tap it and all that stuff and not have to work, bro, best believe I'm not saying shit. I will never speak of this. Like, I'm so serious. I will never speak of this. I will love my life, and I will go home without my body hurting because I lift pallets all day or lift soda all day, whatever. You know, I will legitimately just chill forever. I would never speak of this, and I will never get caught because we're not doing this at work. Like, you're not going to see me coming out of the bathroom or coming out of the same car as my supervisor. You know what I mean? In broad daylight too. She was on first shift, broad daylight, sucking dick, and I'm just like, bro, are you serious? But hey, man, that's her. So that's number 3, guys. Number 4, man, snitches. Oh my gosh. Like, I know snitching is a thing, but golly, in a warehouse, it's like high school all over again. Snitching is just what happens, but it's not every single person, but it's enough people to have to worry, to watch your back, to watch what you say. Not just watch your back, but literally just watch what you say. Like, there's certain words that you just can't say. You know, like these days and age, this day and age, there's certain words you just can't say. Period. And it just doesn't matter. You know, like, you can't say bitch. You can't say the N-word. You can't say you can't even misgender someone, dude. Like genuinely speaking, if you misgender someone, and especially on purpose, like, it could be a big deal. It, like, you would think, no, it would never be a big deal. That's ridiculous. But no, no. The thing is, it's not a problem until someone reports it. But when someone reports it, oh, there's an investigation, and it will happen, and questions will be asked. And if you are seen, deemed to be like responsible for this, for hurt feelings, I guess, or whatever it is, then you will be fired. And that's crazy. So usually nothing will happen, but the simple fact that people don't report it, that's why nothing happens. But in my warehouse, people report shit, dude. And like, obviously that's like a good thing if someone reports things that, but you know, if it matters. No, when I say snitches, I mean not just snitches, but liars. That's, I really should have said that first, because there's like those two, you know, females that I was talking about who didn't really deserve their role. They're snitches and they're liars. They got one guy fired because they lied. They literally said, you know, he was like selling crack, and he very much wasn't. And they did an investigation, and he was suspended for that time. And then the funny thing is, they found nothing because they said that in messages that he tried to sell them crack, you know. And I'm just like, what? This dude is not like that. But obviously, I don't know his personal life, but I do understand that he doesn't do that, you know. But hey, at the end of the day, I don't know 100% because I didn't see it. But the simple fact that there was nothing on, he even released like the messages and stuff. There's nothing on his phone. But the funny thing is, I don't know. I heard that those girls, from a very reputable source, that those girls actually did do crack, but it wasn't from the guy who was, you know, outed, but it was from a whole different person. But you know, that guy was never named, of course. But hey man, the thing is, he was never found for that kind of stuff. He was never, there was no proof, so he came back to work. But like I said, liars, you know, that's kind of what I'm getting at. You know, there's liars and snitches. And if you do something, here's the thing. If you have a position that they want, and you just so happen to be the person with the position that they want, they're coming after you, bro. They're going to look to see if they can get you fired, and by any means necessary. So let's say you do something wrong, like you're on your phone and you shouldn't be. But the thing is, everybody's on their phone. Honestly, at some point in the day, everyone's on their phone, even though it is against the rules. But hey, if you are on your phone and they want your position, oh, they'll report it. And like I just said earlier, it's not usually a problem until someone reports it, and then an investigation happens. And after that investigation, if you are found to be guilty, you are out of there. And yeah, that's actually happened to some people. So yeah, that's a bad thing that you're gonna have to look out for, man. It's unfortunate, but it's real. Lying in that sense is, lying is bad, obviously, but like, just doing that and taking people's livelihoods because you want their position, or because you want one of your friends to have that position, that's like this, one of the scummiest things you can do, honestly. And I have no respect for those people. But man, that's number 3, right? I think it is. Anyways, I think that's number 4, actually. Yeah, that's definitely number 4. But hey, number 5 is the last one here. Man, this is the saddest part, actually, because, you know, managers can make or break your job and your experience with the job. But dude, all the good managers end up leaving to another fucking job, bro. And that's the worst part. That's how you know the job that you work at is just not good for you. it's not good mentally, but it does, my job does pay well, and I need to pay this debt, and I haven't been serious for years about it, and now I'm getting serious, so I'm just gonna suck it up. I was thinking about moving to that other job, but in all realism, like the job I work at is like not even, it's like down the street basically. It's pretty much that close, and I can ride my bicycle to work at no cost to myself, and it's literally 11 minutes from, like a bike ride is 11 minutes, bro. So it's just so convenient that I might as well just suck it up and just deal with it. But this other place is genuinely that other place I want to work at is actually 20 minutes away by car, and I don't have a car. I might be getting a car next month, maybe. I don't know yet. But the simple fact that it's like, yeah, dude, you might as well just get that car. No, I'm just speaking right now. You might as well just stay at the job that you have, just suck it up and just deal with it, bro. But man, the unfortunate part is that, yeah, like I said, managers, the good ones, they always leave because at the end of the day, it's just like no real reason for a good manager to stay at a bad place, and that's what almost all warehouses are like. But oh man, it's something else. But dude, understand that these are things that you would have to expect in a warehouse job if you were to work there. And that's why I understand where people, some of my subscribers, they tell me some things like, hey man, it's never too late. It's never too late to go get what you want and get what you need out of life, man. So if you want to get that certificate, just do it. So yeah, go back to school, bro. Go back to school. And I'm kind of talking to myself right now. But man, thank you guys for watching. Once again, it's been Yapala Gaming. It has been an honor to talk to you guys. It has been an honor to, give you guys some tips and tricks from my own past mistakes and history, and maybe you guys can learn from that and do better than I did. And then even me just talking to myself through you guys, like this is like a record of history to say, hey, this is what you did once before. Don't do it again. Do better. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching and listening to me yap a lot, man. It's been Yap a Lot Gaming, and I'm going to get it up out of here right now. Have a good day, guys. Peace.